Hello cyclists! Today it's not just one bicycle, but it's a complete brand and a category that I want to introduce you to. And if you choose a Benno bike, it's probably the only bike you will ever need. Benno Bikes is a brand based in California, but the founder is from Berlin and he's super successful. He's one of the visionaries and very disruptive because he introduced almost 40 years back the bike industry to lifestyle bikes. And that was a revolution because his bicycles, called Electra, it's his brand, maybe the one or the other knows the brand, was so successful worldwide and brought so many people that were insecure or were maybe looking for super fashionable bikes back on the bicycle. So that was indeed something very fascinating and still very impressive. And Benno, he introduced us to very cool, beautiful and very practical bicycles, Benno Bikes. He founded his company 10 years back and his bikes are sport cargo bikes. When you see a bicycle like this model is called Remy Demi and I own a Remy Demi and I must say I love it. When you have a closer look at this bicycle, you don't really think, well, it's really sportive, is it? But if you cycle one of Benno's bicycles, no matter if it's the Remy Demi or one of the other models in his range, they all feel like very compact, very agile, yet super comfortable and sporty bicycles. So not like a cargo bike or a bicycle where you sit super comfortable and not sporty at all. No, you're like super, as I said, agile. So even if you have to tackle more challenging situations on the streets, this bicycle is so cool. But how does it feel like to ride a Benno bike? I love this bicycle, really. For me, the most comfortable bicycle on earth. And that's due to a combination, due to different factors. One, of course, is the frame geometry. So it's very compact. It's like a regular city bike or even a regular sportive city bike because it's very agile. So even when you have to be like very compact and have maybe a challenging situation because you have to sneak through two cars, it's super easy with this bicycle. But in combination with the handlebars and the frame geometry, you sit like completely upright. And the handlebars remind me a little bit of a handlebar from a BMX bike. It looks very friendly. And the grips are ergo grips, so a lot of the teeny tiny bit weight that is left is on my complete wrist. So this combination, this composition makes this bicycle super comfortable. And most important, when you cycle in a city like Hamburg, so much is happening around you that you do need an overview. And with an upright sitting position, you see what is happening around you. Also very important, but of course very individual, is the saddle. And this saddle feels like a sofa. So I'm always a teeny tiny bit sad when I have to hop off my bicycle. And even like most of my male friends that have super beautiful design, sportive, single speeds or brands, and the bicycles are very beautiful, but you do have a very sportive sitting position. Once they cycle my bike, especially talking about my husband and my son, they love this bike because it's so beautiful. I always want to arrive in style. And compact bikes, you see more of them on the streets, especially like in a city of Hamburg, where more and more people see bicycles as a serious substitute for a car. So many of those bikes, excuse my bashing, are so ugly and they look, I don't know, the whole experience is rather unbalanced and they look very technical, and I would never ever cycle such a bicycle. And Benno, the founder, somehow managed to create bicycles, different models where you can carry a lot of cargo and also children that look like almost regular bikes. So even when you only have like a backpack like me today, the bicycle doesn't look stupid or very technical. It looks almost like a regular bike. And even more important, it feels like cycling a regular e-bike and not like a super heavy cargo bike. So that was definitely one of the things that really surprised me when I did test the Benno Bikes. All Benno Bikes are equipped with a Bosch motor and a Bosch battery. That is because, of course, they're very powerful and very reliable, and they last like forever. And the motor is located in the middle, in the bottom bracket, and that gives you, in my opinion, the most natural riding experience, like compared to motors that are located in the rear hub or in the front hub. And in combination with a torque sensor that measures how hard you push the pedal. So if I, for example, want to cycle faster, what would I do? I would normally just push the pedal, and that feels the torque sensor, and therefore I get more support from the motor. Or if there is an incline that I have to tackle. And Benno did also choose high quality components. If you have a closer look, for example, at the brakes, it's hydraulic disc brakes that you need, of course, because usually when you do cycle an e-bike, you always cycle faster. You easily cycle 25, maybe even 27 or 30 kilometers an hour. And then you do need like super reliable brakes. Okay, funny. I'm cycling on my Remy Demi and there's another Benno bike. But yeah, so for me the only option is indeed a reliable bicycle, and that are components that do not only work really well, but that do not need so much service. And all Benno bikes, no matter what model, are fully equipped with cool and reliable and, attention, beautiful accessories and components. Also, one thing that you have to keep in mind, you will meet a lot of new people and make acquaintances, because the Benno bikes are very special indeed. You are an appearance, and a lot of people ask you, ooh, what kind of bike is it? Where can I buy it? So you have to be open to communicate and sort of become a brand ambassador. But that's a really cool thing. Up to now I only had like really nice encounters with really cool people. The 46er is super cool. I mean, literally I'm overwhelmed again, because like this bicycle offers even more than my Remy Demi, my regular one, because I can only transport one child or my husband can transport me concerning human transportation. And this, the 46er, offers a longer rear carrier, so there's enough space for 2 passengers, like toddlers or even taller, older children. But, and this is like the super cool thing, it feels exactly the same as if I'm riding a regular, sportive, super lightweight, agile city bike. I still have the comfort of a very upright sitting Dutch bicycle, even more comfortable than a Dutch bike. I have the frame geometry that gives me the feeling of being like only teeny tiny and not like a bicycle that can transport almost everything. So I would say one concept, very well executed. I think no matter what bike you choose from Benno Bikes, it will tick all your boxes. The Boost and the 46er are also like super comfortable, but also very versatile, even a teeny tiny bit more than the Remy Demi and the Remy Demi XL, in my opinion. Because I know a couple of people who, for example, do everything with their Boost and their 46er, but they also go on adventurous tours. For example, go on a camping trip during the weekend where they transport everything, children, a tent, all the gear you'll need to have a fantastic weekend outdoors. because you can equip your bike completely, and due to the different bags, trays, etc. that Benno Bikes offers, you can even do like very adventurous stuff. And I was wondering, why would you go on a camping trip with a bike? But I learned something, that you can go places where a car or a camping van could never take you. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm not the camping girl, but I know at least my husband and my son would love to try that. And the 46er indeed, with a suspension fork, gives you even more comfortable ride, of course. The sport cargo concept makes total sense for me. But like, no matter what I'm up to, like do the groceries or have to transport my child, like I can do that with my Benno bike because of course, because of all the accessories, like the front tray, and I can put bags in the back. And of course, my little one can hop on the back. So no matter what I'm up to, I don't have to think about, is my bicycle equipped? Because it is. And like, no matter if there's like heavy cargo, so I have my 12-year-old son, as well as the groceries and my computer and all the stuff I need for work, this bicycle feels almost exactly the same as if I'm cycling on my own. And I mean, 90% of the time I'm just carrying around my backpack with my computer and my notebook. So this actually is the big difference between other compact cargo bikes concerning how it feels when you cycle the bicycle. So you do not only arrive in style, actually a Benno bike ticks all the boxes you need, no matter how your day looks like. So as you see, no matter if it's the Remy Demi, the 46er or even the Boost, they offer different features, but they all feel the same. They're super comfortable and they feel like a slim, tiny, agile, super cool city bike. There are so many parts and accessories where you can upgrade your bike or you can equip your bike so you are always prepared no matter how your day looked like. For example, my Remy Demi has of course a passenger seat, so I can transport our 12-year-old son, or my husband can transport me. And I do have a front basket with a bag, and this bag can be loaded with 2 big bags full of groceries, or 1 bag of groceries and my production backpack. And actually I don't need bags for the rear, but they are available. And when you have like the full package, like a basket or a bag in the front and even the bags in the rear, it's ridiculous how much you can transport. And of course you can even on top put 1 or 2 children on the back. So for me, the Remy Demi was the perfect choice, as we do have only 1 child, which is fantastic. But I could transport him even with a child seat, and then even now when he's 12 and he shouldn't be sitting on my back, I mean, I still do that because we are so much faster when I bring him, for example, to his sport club. So what is super important for me is that Benno bikes, they grow with you. So even if you have toddlers and then maybe teenagers and you don't need human transport anymore, this bike is still like your perfect companion because you can transport your groceries or everything you need if you go to the office. And then when you're like cycling on your own, which is like super important, you don't look stupid. And what you also see and feel in the Benno bikes is like there are so many details thought through and full of love, innovation, and you really feel like those bicycles have a soul. It's like, for example, the different bags. They have all those details that make your life as a cyclist more comfortable. Also, I think the branding is super cool. I mean, when your bike is called Remy Demi, I love it. Also, in my opinion, every time you check maybe like the grips, I love those grips. The design is very cool. I love the little B, the branding, but also they feel really nice. And if you do have a closer look at the pedals, they are platform pedals and they have those little knobs. So it's not slippery at all, especially when it's raining, and in Hamburg it's raining a lot. You have a really good grip. All Benno bikes come, of course, fully equipped. So you do have fenders, you have lights in the front and in the rear. So it's absolutely sufficient for the German law. So overall, if you choose a Benno bike, you do have a companion for the next couple of years, maybe even decades, because no matter what your life looks like, is it child transport or after children, you just need transport for your groceries, or I know that Benno is like super important, that Benno bikes tick as many boxes as possible, that you choose rather your bicycle over your car. And in my opinion, he did that very well. Those bicycles start at around 3,999 euros, and depending on the model and of course all the accessories and parts you choose, of course it can be a bit more expensive. But if you compare it to other brands, the price is definitely reasonable, because you get a high quality, very beautiful bike. And this is like very important. If you're looking for a cargo bike or a bicycle like this, that offers you a lot of features and possibilities, please go for a test ride and test the bicycle loaded, maybe with a child or an adult on the back and groceries in the front or something heavy in the front, and then also test it when it's unloaded, and you will probably feel a difference, but not with the Benno bike. The Benno bike, in my opinion, is one of the rare bicycles where you feel no difference or hardly any difference, depending on how heavy your load on the back is. So for me, definitely at least 2 thumbs up. I have my Remy Demi now for over a year, and it accompanied me through the whole year. And I always felt safe, I always arrived in style. So for me, definitely one of the coolest brands at the moment on the market.